Our next inductee is Don McHugh. For a guy who raced in white leathers and drove a white convertible Cadillac, Don McHugh was one of the most colorful riders in Canadian dirt track history. He was a consummate showman who never saw a crowd he didn't enjoy entertaining. Born in Toronto in 1930 and the youngest of 4 children, Don was a willful 17-year-old when he rode his first motorcycle race on the sand of Wasaga Beach on Georgian Bay. He was underage for racing, and his mother only learned of his exploits by seeing his name in the local newspaper. By then, Don's parents had separated, and the lonely teenager sold his dad's car without permission to buy a motorcycle. The bike gave him the freedom and social contacts he craved and sent him on the road to becoming the best dirt tracker of his era. The next year, Don rode his Harley-Davidson to a time trial record of 97.28 miles per hour at Wasaga, a pretty good speed for riding on wet sand. Later, when he rode a factory-sponsored Harley on the old beach course at Daytona in 1952 and again in 1957, he admitted to his wife Sheila that he didn't like it. He was absolutely terrified of missing the corner and going into the ocean, said Sheila, because he couldn't swim. By 1950, he was a professional stunt rider known as Flash McHugh. He was signed to Bill Lynch Shows, a traveling carnival and midway show, for the handsome sum of $50 a week, half of which he gave to his mother. He won a Canadian title that year for trick riding. He began racing in the United States at events in Langhorne, Springfield, Troy, and Milwaukee, but ran afoul of several Americans such as Dick Clamford and Bobby Hill, who complained about his aggressive riding style. The AMA ignored the complaint, though when Billy Matthews was labeled a communist by his opponents, his cross-border racing career was thwarted from then on. Sheila McHugh recounts tales of Don closing other riders' throttles or pulling off spark plug wires during a race, all in good fun. In 1951, he was Canadian amateur champion in dirt track with sponsorship from Harley-Davidson dealer Jack Boss. In his first race at Oshawa, he amazed spectators with his spectacular style of riding the high line, with a big slide and overtaking other riders hugging the inside fence. Don won the expert class at Oshawa in 1953 and became expert half-mile champion in 1954, 55, 57, 60, and again in 1961. In all, he won 9 national championships, as well as the CMA #1 plate in dirt track for 1964. He also found time to win 4 expert class titles in ice racing between 1963 and 71, and road race from time to time. Bill Sharpless once reminisced that Don had to wear an X on his back as a novice road racer, was an immediate success, and kept it thereafter as a point of pride. Also in 1957, he began riding the Wall of Death at the Canadian National Exhibition, billed as Captain Don McHugh, entertaining thousands over the years. As a dirt tracker in Quebec, Don's flair made him a hit with the crowds, and he was given the key to the city of Trois-Rivières in 1965. In 1967, he was awarded a Centennial Medallion of Excellence as a Canadian champion. Don favored his Harley-Davidson KR, but also rode a BSA Gold Star and Triumph 750, all wrenched by his friend Mike Lilly. At age 63, Don entered at Kawartha Downs in what would have been his 6th decade of racing, but his Triumph didn't pass tech since it had no rear brake. Don passed away at age 70 in July 2001. He was highly regarded by his contemporaries. When I started competing, Don was the king of dirt track, said Jim Sale. Don probably entertained more people in his decades of racing than any other competitor, said the Hall of Fame inductee Buddy Kaler. He was a monster oval rider and pretty well unbeatable, said racing veteran Don Haddo. I remember a few times when American riders would come up here to cherry pick looking for a relatively easy win. Don would leave them in the dust and the usual, "Who is that guy?" from the rider who finished second. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome into the Canadian Motorcycle Hall of Fame Don McHugh. Accepting on his behalf is his wife, Sheila McHugh, and making the presentation is Veda Seeds, chair of our selection committee.
Sometimes I don't know why. And time seems to go by so fast.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not like everyone else, and I haven't written a speech on purpose because I wasn't sure what I wanted to say to everyone. But it's a pleasure to see so many people that I knew years ago, and we had great times together. And Don's left a great legacy. All of his grandchildren are great sportsmen. One races four-wheelers, one downhill snowboard races. I have two that do rep hockey and rugby, and I have a girl that rides horses and events. So we have a great family. And I must thank the this MCC for choosing Don. And the only regret that I do have is that he wasn't here in person to accept it. Thank you very much.